Today, the first reading in the Gospel reminds us of a man called Naaman. He was the army commander of Syria, serving under King Aram. He was highly esteemed even by the king because of all the good and great deeds that he has done, especially during the battles. Unfortunately, Naaman was a leper and could not be cured by anyone. He went everywhere but couldn't find any cure. He found out about the God of Israel and asked the king for help. So what the king did, King Aram, he wrote a letter and sent it to the king of Israel, who got mad. The king of Israel is thinking, why is this king sending me this letter? Am I a God who can give life and death? Fortunately, Elisha heard this and asked the king, why are you doubting what God can do? Why are you doubting that there is a prophet here? So Elisha received Naaman and gave him instructions to bathe in the river where they are. This angered Naaman. Is not our river better? He was looking at what he saw through his eyes, but not through his faith. So he got angry and left. Thankfully, the servants refocused him and reminded him, should you not follow what the prophets say? So he followed and got cured, and finally declared that there is no other God except the God in Israel. Brothers and sisters, do we miss out on God's miracles because we think His orders are wrong? Are we like Naaman saying, why can't I do this or do that? Why should I love this person who did this or did that? Why should I do this? Do we miss the signs when a man of God tells us, or even when our friends and relatives remind us? Thankfully, Naaman did. Took him some time, but he did and got cured. Or are we also like the king of Israel, who was so caught up with himself that he forgot about God? Do you hear yourself saying, I can't possibly do that? In the gospel, Jesus reminds strongly that none in Israel got cured during Elisha's time, except Naaman, who was a Syrian. It's not about what we see or know, but what God sees or know. It's not what we can do, but what God can do. So let's let go and let Him.